Hi, welcome to this small space where I will take a little about Mexico, traditions and virtues.
Good. We will start talking a little about the history of Mexico. The history of the first settlers of what is now the territory of Mexico dates back to 14,000 years ago when there was a migration from Siberia. Over time, great cultures such as the Olmec, Toltec, Teotihuacan, Maya, Nahuatl, Totonac, Zapotec, Mixteca, and Tarascan were established among others. When the Spaniards arrived, the great Tenochtitlan, built in the middle of a long seemed to them a migrate with temples, channels, roads, palaces, and gardens. With the conquest, evangelization, and miscegenation began combining knowledge, cultures, and traditions. After years Aristotelian, a more homogeneous society began to emerge, with many positions of the agreement.
The Mexican state could be marked from its independence and historical events. Mexico has in which other countries we will base ourselves on your experience and things. Mexico has in which other countries we will base ourselves on your experience and things that interfere in their existence, the characteristics and that they will show are the social character, cultures, traditions, and virtues of different cities. Social character. What is the character that significant social groups share and that constitutes the product of the experience of these groups, religions, and nations. In this case about Mexico.
Mexico is a country of great beauty, full of great place and with great cultural and ecological range, although we can also find these main social problems: insecurity and crime. Insecurity is one of the most well-known problems in this country, being considered the greatest cause of concern for the Mexico inhabitants, and this country has some of the most dangerous cities in the world. The main reasons for this are delinquency and organized crime, especially drug trafficking. In the Mesoamerican civilizations were transformed, and the last great cultures we create the Toltecs, the Mexica, and the Tarascans. During the plastic for great civilizations stood of the Mixtec, the Toltec, the Mexican, and the Tarasca. The territory of Mexico was inhabited by groups of nomadic hunters and gatherers more than 30,000 years ago. Around the year agriculture was over. Around a series of cultures developed, among which we will think the Olmecs, the Tehuacanos, Mayas, Zapotecs, Toltecs, Mixtecs, and Mexica or Aztecs. Among all of them, there were a series of common characteristics. They were decided based on agriculture, mining common. They had central cities with a large population of Teotihuacan, Tula, or Monte Alban, with large pyramidal constructions. They worked on the height or Oxidana. They had multiple gods. One of the main ones was Quetzalcoatl. They were cities divided into priests, kings, warriors, mexicans, farmers, fishermen, artisans, war slaves, and sacrificial tributes. After the expeditions of Francisco Hernández de Córdoba and Juan de Grijalva, Hernán Cortés arrived in Cozumel, and where they were followed by the Mayans. Cortés received as gift to Malinchins, a slave who has an interpreter and lover from Spanish. The Spanish went to the coast of Veracruz and established alliances with the eminent peoples of the Aztecs. On the way they defeated the allies of the Mexican has happened in Cholula. Moctezuma was finally captured after occupying Tenochtitlan. The military conquest was accompanied by the Christianization and consolidation of the indigenous peoples. With the introduction of the Bourbon reforms, there were great changes. Since the arrival of the Bourbons, who have accepted the French model of colonization. In Mexico, there can be thousands of traditions. This depends on where you are, some of which may exist in all states are the following: the Day of the Virgin of Guadalupe, there where it is customary to take children under 3 years of age to visit the Indian garrison. Another tradition is the Day of the Dead, where an offering must be brought to the deceased relatives. Mexico, the economy is based on free market. Despite its macroeconomic stability, thus lower inflation, thus interest rates, to historical lows, and increased per capita income, there are large gaps between rich and poor. The states of the North and South among the urban population. Some of the changes for Mexico are modernizing the tax system and labor laws, as well as reducing income inequality. With this
in conclude my report. Thank you for your attention.